Hello. Let's hope I didn't blow out everybody's ears. I've been trying to get it better, but it probably did. So give it a second to chill if it hasn't already. What's up, everybody? Sorry if I'm a little muted for a second. I was drinking water and it went down the wrong pipe. uh, so yes, thank you. It is throwback week, so I thought we'd have a throwback hat. We'd have a throwback jacket. This hat. Oh, okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. Awesome. This hat is from the first race I ever attended in person. And this is an old Bud jacket. So let's get into it. We could talk all about the 8 and everything else with it. I mean, where's that? There it is. Right there. We'll talk a lot about all of that. Let's talk about the race that we just saw, though. The 2025 Sport Clips Haircuts VFW Help a Hero 200, because we just can't get enough of these extra long race names. And this race was 147 laps long. I apologize, I don't have all the info on me because NASCAR has changed a lot on that end, so I'll be sure to get it better. But we had a 147 lap race with a 98 race winless streak broken for Brandon Jones, getting the victory today over Chase Elliott by 1.105 seconds. After that, we had Allgaier coming back up to third in a hard charge at the finish to get himself back in the top 5. Ross Chastain, who on my end at least is on TV right now, which, by the way, if you see me looking off camera, it's because we're in a severe weather situation here. So I'm just making sure that like a tornado doesn't break out while I'm live, and I find out by it hitting me. So Ross Chastain, we'll talk about Ross Chastain because old Ross actually decided to make a bit of a appearance today. Ross comes home in the 4th position, 5th for Carson Kvapil, 6th for Connor Zilic. So we had JRM 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th today. 7th was Eckes, then Sanchez, Sammy Smith, the lowest finishing JRM guy. Quiet, solid day for him. And I think a much needed quiet, solid day after what happened at Martinsville. He comes home 9th, Creed in 10th, then Love, Ryan Sieg, Harrison Burton, Sam Mayer, Jeb Burton, the top 15. 16th, Austin Hill had trouble firing the car, had issues all day long, limps home to 16th, 17th, Danny Dye, then Thompson in 18th, 19th, Poole, top 20 for Parker Retzlaff in the thumbnail car that we had. My favorite throwback of the race. Clements comes home 21st, then Ellis, Matt Benedetto, Josh Bilicki, Christopher Bell, all the way back to 25th after the contact with Ross Chastain and other issues on the restart and in the pits. I'm sure he's not the biggest Mellon fan right now. Starlight, Perkins, Mason Massey, and Kyle Sieg in the top 30. In 31st, we have Anthony Alfredo, then Garrett Smithley, 32nd, 33rd. With the fastest lap of the day goes to Taylor Gray. Then Greg Van Alst, 1 lap down. William Sawalich, 8 laps off the pace, and the last 3 of the race were out, those being Josh Williams, Leland Honeyman, and are we shocked? Chris Wright had a caution right at the start, a crash, pancaking the wall, comes home last. We'll put the finishing order down on the bottom. Let me know if I got anyone wrong. I think I said Sammy Smith before, but the one I actually meant for 9th right down here is Lamar Jackson. He finishes in the 9th position in the oh, wait, that's right. It was Sammy Smith. Sorry, I got confused because no matter the font of the 8, it confuses me. I always think it's Lamar Jackson. For anyone who hasn't been following this week, Lamar Jackson kind of going at Dale Earnhardt Jr. and JR Motorsports for the JRM styled 8. Yeah. So dumb. So dumb. Yeah, I got my Lamar Jackson jersey on, my Lamar Jackson jersey and hat. I have a die cast of his over there. It's first top 10 in a first start. Good job. Yes, Brandon Jones won. Like Kevin Harvick's not very happy, and it's Kyle Busch. But overall, I was really happy with this race. I think that when you look at the pure racing side of it, if you want to look from that side of it, this is definitely one that I think is the best of the year so far when it comes to that. Was the most crazy, exciting Darlington race we've ever seen with the Xfinity cars? No, it wasn't. But at the same time, was it bad? No, it wasn't. This was, I thought, a really solid, good race. I want to know what you guys think in the comments down below. Rate it out of 10, 10 being the best race you ever saw and 0 being the worst. And it's cool in the background of the interviews. They're doing the old school parade that they always do every weekend at Darlington. I got to see that in 2023 when we were there, and it's really awesome. So a lot of you going 8, 7, some 6s and 5s, 7s in general. I like that. 8 for Lamar Jackson out of 10, 6s. So around that, probably I would say 5 to 7 range is where most of you are putting it. Maybe 5 to 8. I'll be generous. And you know what? I really think it was probably a 7, but I wanted that after what we had last week. Honestly, I'd take just about any good race if compared to what we had last week. So all things considered, you know, I'm okay with that. Thunder cracking in the background. Damn. I want to talk about a few drivers and a few moments of this race. I want to talk about Brandon Jones. I want to talk about Ross Chastain with Christopher Bell and Chase Elliott. Harrison Burton, somebody I want to talk about a lot. So let's kind of go into it now. Brandon Jones getting the win, breaking a 98 race winless streak. Now, I can tell you, I think that I've been somewhat unfair to him. Watching some of the replays, what happened to the 19 of Bell. I think I've been somewhat unfair to him. I think a lot of us have, just because he hasn't run all the greatest, especially with JRM. But he's proven before that with the right car underneath him, he can win. He can win. And he showed that today. I would argue that so far in this race, he probably had the best car short run at the end, and that's what you needed today. A lot of these races end short run. I'm sad that we're not getting a Darlington race in the fall now for the Xfinity guys. Instead, we're going to Portland while the trucks get their time there. But I think this was a much needed win for Jones. He's been, he had a really poor start to the year, and I'm going to take a picture of the points while it's up. He had a really poor start to the year with a lot of different troubles, and with it being super speedway racing, you're going to have trouble when it comes to a lot of those races. But I mean, I'm looking at his stats right now. He finished 37th, 13th, 30th in the first 3, then 3rd, 6th, 7th, 22nd, not indicative of any way of how he ran last week. That was just the Martinsville calamity, I think. He was definitely better. Gets a win today. Just clicking off solid runs. And I think this year, more than a lot of others, because the influx of rookies, the kind of departures of veterans we've seen, and the veterans staying, not being the most dominant all time. I think Allgaier and Hill are probably the 2 closest to that. This year is wide open. I think this year is wide open when it comes to the NASCAR Xfinity Series. And Brandon Jones already locking himself in, has some pretty good speed, can probably get some more wins. I think that's really all you need to compete this year. You don't need to be winning probably 8 races, 6, 7, 8 races like that. Like if you win 2 or 3 races, that should solidly get you far. If you win like 4 or 5 this year, that should put you as one of the favorites. I don't think he's winning 4 or 5, but could he win 2 or 3? Could he win 2 more races before like Bristol or so? Yeah, I think he could. I think the team has the speed. I think the Xfinity Series is open enough to do so. And hold on one second. I need to check something really quick. I think there might be a tornado warning. I'm not trying to like alarm anyone. I just got a text about it for the area. So I apologize if this is a little spotty. It says severe thunderstorm warning, no tornado. Okay. All right. I think we're good. I'm going to put Ryan Hall on just so that I'm safe. I apologize for this being so spotty. Looks like it's north of here, so we should be good. Okay. All good. All good. And Rowdy 8 Diecast, I'll agree with you on this one. I think Brandon Jones might be a little underrated. I've seen him win in person before. I saw him win at Kansas a couple years ago, and yeah, I think we're good. Are we? I apologize, guys. Okay. All right. That should be fine. I'll keep an eye on it. We should be good. Yes, Ryan Hall is the best. Shout out to Ryan Hall. Look at some of the others though. Ross Chastain, old Ross came back. Old Ross definitely came back today. A little bit with Elliott. I honestly think Elliott was overreacting just a tad. But I understand, Elliott being upset and all that. I'm sure that Rick will have a talk with him, or Jeff Gordon will. But the stuff with Bell, I thought that was a little ticky-tacky. Why for yes, N for no? Was it fair or foul? Just actually fair or foul? Let me know in the chat. Fair or foul? And while you're doing that, again, I am going to keep the local news on just so that I know what's going on. Last thing I want to do is have have a sign off be the window breaking open. Okay. It's cross town. We're going to talk about the last little bit, and then I probably should get off here. Just in case, doesn't look like it's going to be, looks like it's going to go probably south, but just in case, I'm going to be safe with it. So we're going to go about 3-4 more minutes, and then we're going to probably head on out. I apologize for it going slow. We'll go longer tomorrow after the Cup race, but I just want to be 100% sure. I think it's fine, but I want to be safe about it. So let's finish off talking a little bit about Harrison Burton. And this is where we can talk about the stage breaks and the stages and all that. Harrison Burton gets fresh tires at the end of stage 1. And from there, charges up to the front with Brennan Poole and Kyle Sieg. Anthony Alfredo as well, wins the stage, runs about 13th, finished about there today. So those extra points would be really huge when it comes to the playoff side of things. Yeah, that shit goes south. That's good. This is the kind of run that he needs, because this team is going to be probably a 10th to 15th team all year long. So, Brandon Jones up front with Bell, Allgaier, like those are the fast ones. Allgaier was the best one in the middle. So all in all, he's not going to compete for a win in this race. It's pretty clear. Top guys are the top guys for a reason. And Jesus, man, I keep shifting where this damn thing's going to go. So we're going to close off on that. We're going to close off on this. Harrison Burton, though, with that call, and same thing with Poole and Kyle Sieg and Anthony Alfredo, makes the right call, steals a bunch of points, which I think is a great way of going about it. And for that, gets basically 10 bonus points out of it, runs up front for a bit of this race. And with that, with how close everything is, let me look at the points really quick. I honestly think that could be the difference, because I don't think we're going to have as many surprise winners in the Xfinity Series as we would in the Cup side of it. He's now plus 10. That's the stage win. That's the difference. So I think excellent call by that team. Excellent call by everyone involved with that. Harrison Burton, going to be somebody really interesting to watch. I mean, there were some other things we can talk about. But again, I'm going to play it safe today, y'all. And we're going to end it early. I apologize to anyone who might have wanted to come in. We'll go longer tomorrow. Promise that. But I want to be safe with this storm. So, everyone stay safe out there if you're in the area. I'm in that Nashville area and there's stuff going on. So be sure to come on out tomorrow. It'll be a lot of fun. Can't wait to see you then. I'm going to end it off here. I apologize, but thank you guys for coming on out, and I'll talk to y'all later. Have a good night, y'all.